Hey, how's it going? Today I'm gonna be talking about material tracking and digital product passport. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I have seen it. Perhaps there's a lot of attention in this area that I'm not entirely sure. Perhaps a lot of people, especially manufacturers, should take a notice of what that is. But either way, so it has to do with material tracking and some of the changes perhaps coming into effect and how they're looking to monitor and taking a look at the industry, preventing perhaps some of the problems that we're currently facing. Material tracking often refers to a digital product passport or digital twins. It's a process that involves creating a digital record of representation of physical product, which includes information about materials, manufacturing processes, usage, and other relevant data associated with that product throughout its life cycle. These digital product passports provide a comprehensive and real-time view of the product history and characteristics, which can have various applications in different industries. Let's take a look at in more detail what that can potentially look like when we would have passports. I don't know what the overall wording of that, but I guess identity, we need to identify everything, right? So this is what they're trying to convey with that. Let's begin with overview. Digital product passports are a way to track and trace materials and components used in products from their source to the end of life. These passports contain data like material origins, production methods, environmental impact, and more. They serve as a virtual counterpart to the physical product, making it easier to manage, track, and assess its attributes. If anything, perhaps having more information. So what they're looking to do, perhaps they're looking to set a standard, right? The standard can potentially look like that people can do and understand a little bit more about products, even perhaps on the shelves. If it's not longer on the shelves, perhaps they need to have a system in place. How they're gonna track and trace, I guess. I don't know. Especially wording when it comes to manufacturing and everything. So what is, if anything, let's take a look at perhaps the way how people can, if anything, make decisions, right? And what kind of information those people would have available, basing the decision on. If anything, perhaps I agree on this point, not necessarily on the rest of points, right? So there are so many of them. It's not enough time to cover all the points, but either way. So if I'm a consumer and I'm interested in perhaps purchasing anything, what kind of information I need to have available to base my decision on that I'm looking to take my hard-earned money and purchase this product or services, right? So what kind of information and what kind of standard against that information needs to be compared against to have some kind of standard, I guess, since not always yourself you would have access to all information or how that information is worded, who is behind it. So perhaps they look at the standard how they can track and trace all this information and perhaps to benefit people who are actually going to be using it, perhaps. Let's take a look at some of the application. Supply chain management, materials tracking help in monitoring and optimizing the supply chain. It allows companies to verify authenticity and quality of materials and ensure compliance with regulatory and sustainability requirements. So, if we were to begin with perhaps tracking everything, if we were to look at the supply chain management, perhaps how people can monitor the way how all products and services are moving, whatever digital or whatever it would be physical, right? So it's very complicated. I'm not the lawmaker, but I can understand all the subject kind of complicated. The way how they're trying to control everything, it's very complicated. And the more they're trying to control, the more pushback they might receive, right? Let's take a look at quality control. It enables real-time quality control by providing information on the source and characteristics of materials. making it easier to identify and address quality issues. Lifecycle assessment, digital products passports can be used in assessing the environmental impact on products overall its entire life cycle, aiding in sustainability efforts. I'm not in life cycle might be important. Sustainability, I don't know. They overstepping, definitely overstepping the. We're trying to control that. That's my personal opinion. Too much sometimes. Warranty and maintenance. These passports can facilitate warranty management and maintenance by providing detailed information about product's history and usage. I don't know. It depends. It depends. Perhaps a person who came up with this perhaps has best intentions. When we are talking about something about purchasing a car, right? You might wanna pull out all the history about that car if it's something that you're interested in. Making purchasing decision, you might need to do that. But again, who gonna be monitoring that? How much that will cost you? The same goes with the purchasing a car or purchasing a house. Taxes, so some of the countries will like to monitor those, if anything, as well as all the transactions and all the quality issues. I don't know. But people are doing something up there, right? If anything, if manufacturing, we're talking about some of the raw materials, and we're talking about the recycling of those raw materials, is good to know perhaps how easy it is to recycle and who's going to be recycling if anything. Perhaps that would be very beneficial for large groups of people as well as perhaps footprint. Then I can understand some of the use cases. But again, the the person who have started this idea has best intentions, I guess. Technologies, potential technologies, and how it can be done. It's something that I'm currently looking at, as well as I can potentially share some information with people out there who are looking for new opportunities, where the market is going to be not necessarily right now, but the market is going to be within a matter of perhaps next 5 years or so. Blockchain technology is often used for material tracking to ensure data integrity and traceability. It can provide immutable records of the product's journey, RFID and IoT. I covered those already for people out there. So what that implies is a number of sensors as well as how you can track your inventory, right? And using systems to do that instead of perhaps people and paperwork for using technology. Radio frequency identification, RFID tags, and Internet of Things (IoT) sensors can be used to track products in real time, collecting data and that feeds into the digital passport. Okay, so that would be removing perhaps paperwork and having everything digital. Idea behind it. That might work. I don't know. I don't know. QR codes and barcodes. QR codes and barcodes can be used as a simple, cost-effective way to link physical products to their digital counterparts, as well as how you're gonna monitor your system, right? So if you are serious about doing something, perhaps you might be interested in having internal system. Internal system, how you're gonna be organizing all your products and services, as well as how you're gonna label those and how you're gonna protect your system from other people not necessarily being able to get into your system, make a mess, or monitor that, perhaps steal something from you. So a million things can be. So how you're gonna be having internal system as well as what they are suggesting here, from what I understand, external system. So you as a business owner might be interested in having internal system, if anything, from this video, having your own system. And that would be some of the examples, not necessarily that one system that the government will ask you to do, right? You yourself as a business owner, you might be interested in having similar system to monitor all of operations, what's happening within your business. Regulatory compliance. Material tracking is increasingly important due to regulatory requirements, especially in industries like food, pharmaceuticals, and electronics, where traceability and safety standards are critical. If anything, comply, pay your tax. I don't know. So where the government stands, perhaps they're looking after consumers when it comes to food, pharmaceuticals, and so everything what you're doing is up to date. All the standards, very high standards, very regulated industry overall, especially in Europe. and perhaps electronics. I'm not entirely sure what that has to do with anything, if anything. Who you're trading with, right? Environmental and sustainability. Many organizations use digital product passports to monitor and reduce their environmental footprint by understanding the materials and processes used in product manufacturing. This can include tracking and or overall carbon footprint and recycling of the product. Yeah, I guess they bring more attention to that industry, but it's very hard. Business is very hard. Governments do take a lot of action, but it's very hard to make it cost effective, and a lot of things might get more expensive, if anything. Right now, the way how things are happening right now, they're happening on the cheapest way possible, if they can, cost effective way, right? Up to the quality standard. Well, and they look into perhaps introduce new materials that would need you take a hold, and then you need to find new manufacturers and optimize materials that would perhaps drag the standard down for a bit, if anything, or it might be more costly to manufacture a lot of things. This is what's happening. I wish, but yeah, this is what's currently happening. Data security and privacy. Protecting data with a digital product passport is essential as it contains sensitive information about products and its components. Access control and encryption measures are typically implemented to secure this data. So again, looking at internal, how you protecting all the data is something that you need to, as a business owner, take a lot of attention at, as well as cyber essentials, all the jazz, right? Which not that many companies currently. I've been there, I spoke with the people, not that many countries. Perhaps different countries have different understanding when it comes to that. Perhaps people should pay more attention, especially where the things are moving, right? When it comes to cybersecurity and everything, as well as how you as an organization you managing your information. You should pay more attention at cybersecurity as well as privacy and data protection. So what we should be paying attention more, how you gonna hold this information internally instead of externally. This is a lot of what's happening right now with some of those companies that I have reached out to already, how freely this data has been shared up there. Consumer engagement. Some companies also use digital product passports to engage consumers. Customers can scan QR codes or use mobile apps to access detailed information about the products they purchase, including history and sustainability features. So perhaps those measures might improve everyone's experience. People out there who are interested in learning more, I have published this book. In this book, I'm sharing a lot of information with the people out there who are interested in learning more. It's Project Fit Flow. It's everything with regards to your own body, everything. So that would be perhaps where to begin. If it's something that you are interested in and you're just starting out, as well as if you are professional within this area, they are definitely going to be sharing a lot of information that will be very important for you. If you are professional, it's something that I have done many of the years research on, and to understand what informational material you wouldn't not necessarily be able to find up there. It's just because I have read all the top books up there. I have read those, and there was some information missing. So I'm looking to share some information with people out there, as well as if we're coming back to basics, rest periods, eating, calories. I think when it comes to food and perhaps overall energy, as well as working out and best practices up there, you can find it in the description below, as well as Dr. Itas has his book. In summary, material tracking through our digital product passport is vital concept for ensuring product quality, supply chain transparency, regulatory compliance, and sustainability. So they are looking to implement these changes based on those principles, which are important. But I don't know how hard or simple, how expensive it can be for any business to enter this, right? Or begin doing this. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if perhaps it's beneficial. It costs savings. Perhaps down the line might save a lot of money, but in the beginning, it can be very expensive. It leverages technology to provide comprehensive view on products lifecycle and characteristics benefit both businesses and consumer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.